Jason and Jabari. Jason and Jabari.
What's up, guys? This is Jason from the Jason and Jabari Gaming, and today I have my rank 4 Okoye showcase for you guys. This is the current Battleground season screenshot. I took on, I think it was a rank 3. It could have been a rank 4. I'm not sure. Enchantress with my Okoye, and here's the screenshot. Now, I am going to show you guys just a few Battlegrounds matches, and then I'm going to show you guys a really cool Necropolis fight for this showcase. Now, Okoye Awakened does provide some utility. It allows her to take Mystic Champions with a specific mastery setup, that being 2 points in the what is that, evade, or what is that actually called? I forgot what it's called. The one where you can evade attacks. I can't think of the name for the life of me right now. And 5 out of 5 deep wounds. That actually shuts off Mystic Dispersion, which is a really cool piece of utility that Okoye has. That I think is underrated. Well, I wouldn't say underrated, actually. It's probably overlooked because a lot of people still don't know about that yet. So if you do have a Awakened Okoye, you can definitely provide that piece of utility with that specific mastery setup. All right, so this is my rank 3 unduped Okoye. A lot of the times people ask me if Okoye is worth it to take to rank 3 unawakened. My answer to that is absolutely. I did mention that piece of utility that she has when awakened, but she still absolutely cooks with the bleeds. Arcade is he's a good defender. A lot of people have learned him a little bit better, but this is equal ranks, I believe, and he's gonna go down pretty quickly because he can be bled, but he can't be shocked. So even though he can't be shocked, the bleeds still put in work. And she also, when she does her heavy, it actually can pause her debuff duration, because it takes away from her combo to refresh and pause those. So 1 SP2 and he is absolutely melting. He's gonna unfortunately fire off his SP2, but he's gonna die in the process. So yeah, 49k score, 59 seconds, not too bad. Very winnable score in Battlegrounds. This was right before the Battleground season kicked off. This is when my Okoye is rank 4. We're going to get a rank 3 Red Skull. He is a bit of a nuisance, but he does bleed and he can be shocked, even though he does shock. So yeah, he was very uncooperative. This took a lot longer than it needed to, but that is Battlegrounds, guys. The AI is not always going to cooperate with you, so just understand that and know that sometimes what could be a really fast nuke turns into a prolonged fight due to the AI, no fault of your own. That's just the name of the game. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But the ensnare, I wanted to show you guys the ensnare. Her ensnare is an amazing ability. All you have to do is dex, and that's what it's called. 2 points in dex, guys. All you have to do is dex once, and then you get the ensnare. The ensnare stops them from evading, and also it lowers their ability accuracy by 30%. Now pair that with the assassin mastery and you lower their ability, depending upon the points that you have. You can lower it up to like 50% or better. So it's like a coin flip if their abilities work. Next up, we have a rank 3 Nick Fury. Shout out to my homie Forgotten. We were doing, I think, best of 5, and he actually did beat me this time, which was great. He's a great player, solid dude, love him. But yeah, I was taking on his rank 3 Nick Fury. Now the previous score against that rank 3 Red Skull, that was another 49k, and that could have been higher, but we will mess up in this fight against Nick Fury. The Heart of Fire has just recently dropped. A lot of people are taking up their Nick Furies and stuff, and notice that the inequity, the inequity actually did help us by getting hit in the second life, but it also stopped his healing to full because we had so many debuffs on him. And now we're just gonna cook here. He's about to die from the bleed and shock. A little what was that, 58 seconds for rank 3. You can get a 49k score against a rank 4 as well, but I actually don't have too many fights with Okoye recorded because, like I said, I am playing Battleground seriously, so I'm not really looking to record because it adds pressure on me when I'm already in high pressure situations. I'm in the middle of C5, I'm pushing higher, more points, so I'm just trying to concentrate. But the cool fight that I wanted to showcase to you guys today was a Necropolis fight against Hitmonkey. All right, so I added a Wags. This is not needed at all. I am running 5 out of 5 deep wounds here, and Hitmonkey apparently gains his little charges, his like I forgot what they're called, the one, his cunning, I guess, where he can evade, and then he has the one where he can shrug debuffs. Okoye is wonderful for this fight. Once you get the ensnare up from dexing his SP1 or just dexing an attack, he can't evade, so that purple icon is going to stay there forever and he'll never evade. So that's number 1, which is actually a really good piece of utility. Again, ensnare coming in clutch just by dexing. And then number 2 is he's going to, you see that monkey what is that, gray icon? He's going to get the orange one, which allows him to shrug a debuff, but we apply so many debuffs that it's pretty much instantaneously gone when we make contact. Now this is a bit of a longer fight. I think they have like over 8 million health, so it's going to be coming down to the wire, but I wanted to show you guys that Okoye can't solo this fight. Now I don't know if anyone has done this, but on this specific path also, when you do a medium attack, they have a 50% chance to evade. But once again, with Okoye and ensnare, they are not evading anything, so you get to play as normal. So that is just a really cool shout out. And because of that ensnare and that ability reduction, sometimes we're going to fail some of his abilities, which is actually another thing which is really cool. I think once or twice we failed the root towards the end, and a couple of times we failed his unblockable, I believe. And in Battlegrounds, when you have that ensnare up, you can fail the node sometimes, in current Battleground as well. So sometimes they, like when you get 1 bar of power and they start power gaining, if you have that ensnare up, sometimes she can fail that from them getting it. And when you get 2 bars of power, they get the indestructible. She can also fail that as well. So just a really solid champion. I really love this champion. I can't say enough good things about her. She is a cook. She can take so many different matchups. Again, even though she's gaining all these buffs, you can turn off Mystic Dispersion. One of the things I love to do is take her up against Sasquatch. Enchantress is fine as well, as you saw in the beginning, which I've cooked several Enchantresses now. Rentra is a little bit of a tricky one, but can work. She just has so many hits that you have to constantly knock them down, so it's a bit of a slower fight. I would not recommend taking her up against Kindred because she ramps him up extremely fast. You can do the fight, I've done it, but you will lose a substantial amount of health. So that's not really a recommended Mystic champion that I would say you should take. You can do Man Thing as well. Depending on the level, if he's like rank 3 and you're punching down, you probably won't take too much poison damage, but I still probably ill-advised in my opinion. But other than that, she destroys bullseyes. She's great for Photon, right? But that's in her class, so you kind of expect that. She's not good for a Tuma. She's not the best for Korg, but yeah, I mean, if you're trying to throw, you can technically get him down. But it's going to be a very long fight because he's shock and bleed immune. She's not good for Thing as much either. Same story. But overall, for a lot of the defenders, she's actually good for it. Now, she can do the the lock, I guess is what it's called, like the stun lock. It's not a technical stun lock, but like there's a silk lock going around, which I think is absolutely unfair. And now Okoye can do the same thing. Technically, I also think that's unfair. She can just lock you in the corner and do wake ups the entire time. And if you get the timing right, it does take a little bit of skill to get the timing correctly. But once you do, then there's just nothing they can do. Nothing they can do. And I disagree with that, because I mean, while I can recognize that it takes skill to get timing, I don't think that that's fair. I think that's a huge advantage that shouldn't be had. But that's just my 2 cents on it. I will not be doing that. I haven't done that. I mean, hey, if it's in the game, whatever. I'm not going to do it. But yeah, she can do that to like Serpent and stuff like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if that gets adjusted, guys, at some point. Now, do I know this for sure? No. But I very well imagine if enough people complain about it, then Kabam's going to be prone to do something about it. Or maybe they're already in the works to think about a solution to fixing Silk and Okoye to where they cannot do that, because that should not be working as intended. That just shouldn't. But that's my 2 cents on it. He's about halfway down now, so again, I'm just dexing his special 1s. I don't dex his special 2. I push him to special 2 a couple of different times, and it's because number one, I don't have a big relic on her, I don't believe. So the pause timer doesn't last as long, so we're losing time. As you can see, it's coming down to the wire. But next time I'll just put a bigger relic on if I want to take this path again and take on another Necropolis champion. I just thought Hitmonkey was the best to showcase her. And I think here we actually push him to 2 bars once again. Or, well, it's coming up maybe one more time. But anyway, as you can see, I mean, he is just absolutely melting from the bleeds and the shocks. And we're always refreshing our ensnare, because again, all we have to do is use Dex one time and it refreshes the dexterity. So essentially, you keep up your ensnare for the whole fight, which I will here. And again, that bypasses the miss mechanic on this path in general, so that 50% coin toss is reduced to nothing, so you get to use your mediums openly. And then also within his kit of him evading, as you see, the purple timer is just up there the whole time, and he's never able to utilize it. And for his shrug mechanic, every single time it comes up, it's gone, because we're placing way too many debuffs on him. Even if we did not hit him, right, and it came up, if we dex, we refresh our ensnare, which gets rid of it once again. So I mean, she's just a hard counter to Hitmonkey, and she just has a really good piece of utility that really stretches really far. And also when you max out her deep wounds, is actually like 8 points in deep wounds, and it's the same for her dexterity. It does benefit her greatly, because it automatically gives her X amount of points automatically, so you're just getting more ticks for longer. And that was the second time that I pushed him to the special 2. Now there was one thing, like if I'm too far back, he has enough time to recover, but other than that, I didn't notice anything bad about this fight. But I did think this was a really cool fight to showcase. She's really good for long form content. I do use her in AQ for all 4 days. I do take path 1. She's really good for the bleed vulnerability. What is that? Immortal Hulk, and then the Spider-Man. They're dead in like 20 seconds. And then I take path 1, so Mr. Fantastic, she's great for him, because again, they ensnare, so he can't evade. She's also good for Invisible Woman. I use her on what's his name, Overseer, and War Machine. And then I also use her on the boss, and also Longshot. And then in path 3 I use her as well. So there he goes, down he goes. That is the solo of Hit Monkey. It did take some time, almost 9 minutes, but she can solo these fights on her own. This is rank 4. I'm very, very happy. Very, very solid performance. And we're just getting started. In Alliance War, she is tactic. I haven't taken her into war, but she can cook fights. So let me know what you guys think. If you want me to take her somewhere else, let me know. And yeah, man, that's going to do it for this showcase. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and continue helping us grow. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.